Checking for sound.
Medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor.
Sorry, you don't have sound?
I didn't have any sound. Yeah.
I also, yes.
Sorry, it somehow got unclicked. I clicked it, but all right, let's begin again here.
Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. there is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees, that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine, irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve, become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 317th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace on Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host today for this weekly program that we have with the joining with members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's show. So let's get that ready for them and begin our presentation.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. And I welcome Suswagatam into the beautiful, beautiful energy, the beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. I welcome you into the beautiful energies, beauty and totality of all souls that are universal. We are all universal souls, dear beautiful souls. And welcome, welcome, welcome to all that is love. Always welcome. All the love always. And I will say, my dear, as we are in home, we are going to the home. As we experience this love, we have never experienced before. We understand that trust began. And this love is there where our home is. And we are here now. We have seen more buildings, homes, construction, and all that is. But we forget, we lost the love. Mostly, I will say. There are only experiences of this physical form, maybe. But then there's the love that creates all the trust. All that is love. So I will say the seed of love is within us. Allow it to grow like a full blossom tree with many, many flowers and fruits in all conditions that it needs, my dear. And this is our ability naturally as a being, a soul being. So thank you very much. Salam, namaste, Chalit, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so much. Okay, now we can go to the next. Yes.
Okay, we'll be reading today an extract from the 528th Knowledge Seekers Workshop, which was delivered last Thursday. This week, more or less, we walk into our 10th year, and I hope we can teach for another 10 years if the situation and the time is there for us to teach. but it's thankful to be able to share, and hopefully we learn more. Going through cosmic rays, understanding in the cosmic rays, understanding cosmic rays and fields are essence of the transportation, connection, transmutation, and in a way, replication systems of the universe. Man soon will find out that what we call cosmic rays is, in a way, connected to man's intention, to man's emotion. What I gathered and what we try to make you see and understand gradually is what you should have gathered by now, and what we call emotion, and within the emotion created by intention. You should have known that in a very near future, if we give you a connection through emotion of intention, or intention creates such an emotion, a specific emotion, you can connect to the point, to the emotion, to the feeling. So, one of the biggest problems, which has been, quote unquote, how do you know where I am? How can you get me there, and how can you bring me back? And one interesting point will be, for many of you, which some of you are learning it through the process of teaching, and some already have some understanding of it. But in some of the teachings, I have touched on this very, very, very slightly, but in a deep way, according to if you paid attention to it. In the process of the past few months, using the system, we give you the intention, you create the emotion, and you land up in the destination or the intention. In a way, you're sitting in the house, you make an intention to go to the cinema. You create the emotion of what you might see, what you might enjoy, and you walk, get in the car, and you get to the cinema to fulfill the intention. And then the emotion created in you. In a present day, we transmit information. And if you have the right receptor, the right system to receive the specific channel strength, 9 megahertz, 2 kilohertz, or whatever, then you can listen to what was sent. The beauty with the cosmic rays is that you don't need that transmitter. You can create the intention, you can create the emotion, and with it, according to the way it's intended and emotion is created, you can connect to the source. And those souls who understand this and get to that point, and the intention and the emotion of intention is correct way, they can see Christ. They can go to the dimension of what we call seat of the Creator, or they can receive a banana. This became very interesting for a lot of you some years ago, and then you lost because it was just fun. One of our love knowledge seekers made a banana, the alcohol, and the other parts. And as he wished, he got that feeling. Thank you.
In the morning, he wanted an orange juice. He created the emotion and the feeling and the intention of having an orange juice. And he received the taste of energy. And we know what he did with the others. In this process, we come to understand that your source, up to now, in a dimension of the whatever emotion of the soul, was to find your way to Christ or to the Creator. But if you would have created the right intention and the right emotion, which we said emotion comes from interaction of the soul of physicality and the soul of man, and that intention is created by dimension of physicality, which brings in the game of the soul of the physicality. You can, in a way, through the soul of the man, reach anywhere. I hope you understood what I said. And this is the same way that we will teach knowledge seekers and a man of space to keep in touch with base, to understand the source, For you, it's difficult because you don't know the smell of the Creator. You don't know his feature. You don't know where he is. So that's out of the question. But Keshe Foundation has created a system. It feeds me. It can give me the medicine of my soul. And it can bring me the wellness of my physicality. And emotionally can balance me. So, if my intention is correct intention, to enjoy the pleasure of, to allow it, to give me the pleasure of existing, I can connect to that system, which means I don't even need a headphone. I need to connect to the dimension of the fields of the universe, and I receive what I need. This has become very apparent. In the last week, we are trying to set up things with Palestinians. We go out to reach, but they are not aware of. So we change our technique and tactics that we deliver direct and we let them to come to satisfy. And this is, in a way, you wish of a banana. I have made a channel's banana will come to you, but that you are not aware of how to come, how the way it comes, because the state of the field of motion of the hunger in a banana is at the state that we have created in the spectrum of every emotion, and every motion and every motion and every dimension of the soul of every individual has his own fingerprint. It's like you have on your own finger, not two can match. And we can have a spectrum of this as we see in the number of the stars in the universe, in one galaxy, in one universe. And God knows what's in the universe. Now, maybe you understand how we connect. Maybe you need the connection to connect in dimension of understanding, but you have got to understand it comes as energy. Thank you.
I cannot feel it in dimension of physicality, but in the dimension of physicality, my life has changed. I don't need to eat. I don't need to get depressed. I don't need to do something for wellness of my headache or my cancer. And if now one understands this, you have truly become the man of the universe. You have truly understood the process of creation. In a coming time, in the coming weeks, as now we are what we call scaling up of the knowledge very rapidly, we will introduce more and more of these technologies. And we give you the opportunity for you to test. Not for us to bring it to show, but for you in delivering to yourself, building of the trust, building of the certainty that I can do that, I can reach that, I'll be part of it. In a way, as those of you who come to Sanya, you'll be one of the most fortunate creatures on this planet. I have set up a system that if you reach the position of absolute clarity, you will feel the dimension field forces of the universe. You'll feel to be part of it, and the world will be your oyster. In a way, we have set up a scene that in the island of Sanya in Hanya, man will celebrate his freedom from this planet. And those of you who enter this space and you are sincere and clear with your conduct and your emotion, you will know exactly what we talk about. In London and in Manchester, you had a headphone to go to these dimensions, and some of you too In Sanya, you enter an environment, and if you feel the right spot for the strength of the field of your soul, you will feel the attachment in conference in Sanya. We'll let you loose to find, possibly, if you are sincere enough with yourself, the strength of your soul, the position of the opening contact, the position of you understanding, being in touch with, and some of you might go through a transition. We give you the condition, we create the environment. That in the environment, it is not anymore headphones on your head. It's the air that you breathe and the environment, atmosphere you walk in. It's part of the structure of expansion of your soul, what we call the collective, and with it, the creation of life. In teaching of the last years and in the physiological and biological, everything else which man has written, understood about himself, it says that the skin of the man is the brain of it's connected, it's part of, and the same is connected to your lung. But you have a structure of the center fields, different fields, which makes the physical structure of the body of the man. And then you have the soul of the man with interaction of these, with with interaction of these, with the dimension of connection of those creates the skin of the man. If you understood this, then you can come to understand when we give you the structure which is set up for you in Sanya. And if you touch the right field strength, right position, in a way hitting the arrow on the red ball of the dartboard, you will create that skin. You will see physical structure of what you call a craft, which your soul is a creator of. In Sanya, as I said, I bring you something that you have never seen, but to see it, you bring your soul. It's not taught on the teachings. I don't need to be there, and we will never repeat this again. Thank you.
The system will not be set up to create this condition that the man can see through the emotion of his soul. With the environment dimension of interaction of the fields, the creation of materialization of the system, which in a physical dimension you create another skin, another craft, another body to confirm the existence of your physical body in two dimensions. In a way, you become the soul of physicality because you still have the brain and thinking, and the craft becomes the center interaction of the emotion and the physicality of the soul, which is within the brain of the man. If you understood this, I explained this a few minutes ago to one of my beautiful knowledge seekers because I knew it's going to be taught today, and I embarked on this. And I explained this in a very, very direct way last week. I explained to you that when you have the reactors, the three reactors of the base of the star formation system, and it has no physical dimension because by creating our of the understanding of the new technologies, we don't need to create containment, but it's plasma with a free boundary. There's one secret which many years I wanted to explain, and I open it up because you will understand exactly. You have been the most misfortunate man not being in Sanya. When you look at the UFO, as you call it, the dreams of the man to travel the span of the universe. And we always talked about the star formation. When we look and we have seen no other reports, because those who have been through, and I said you can always identify, you see the base of the star formation, the three reactors, the three lights, which are inside, they are not outside. And I explained that last time. We never see the fourth one. We only see the physicality of the machine because the fourth one is made from the soul of interaction of the whole inhabitants of the system. And as what we call the dimension of the fields of the emotion uh, of the man's system, we call it the brain. It creates the physicality of the man. The fourth reactor, which is the emotion of the soul of the man, or the creature or the structure which has no light within, because it's the way it operates in a different dimension, creates the physicality of the craft, the way the physicality of your body is created. In so many ways, today I have given you an insight, understanding why we teach about the star formation and man for centuries, for decades, for whatever, whenever they report seeing an UFO, they see three, which is which in fact should be four, where the fourth is the dimension of the emotion of the soul, which in interaction with the three creates the physical boundary of that system. You call it a UFO. So for the first time, you understand the captain of this system is the collective soul of its inhabitant. Thank you.
Then, if you understood this and you understand the physiology of the plasma interaction in the universe, you should understand how planets, stars, galaxies, and universes give themselves through the dimension of the carbon 14 and carbon 840 and the other dimensions. The dimension of existence, dimension of physicality, dimension of confirmation of it. And if man one day understands this knowledge, one day understand what Mr. Keshe explains as the star formation. But now, up to now, we never understood that when we look at these UFOs, where is the fourth one? If the other three can be seen when they are in, why can't we see the fourth one? Why can't we see the soul of the man? But we see the physicality of the man. Then you understand the secret of creation. When you understand how the Creator has given the man dimension of physicality, being created by the interaction of the soul of the Creator itself, where the other dimension of the fields creates the dimension of existence, in interaction of the fields with the soul of the Creator. And then you understand every ray, every condition in that UFO contains every essence of its passengers. Then you understand there is a big difference between the craft, which man makes from steel and iron, and he has limitation of the weight. The UFOs, the physical dimension of the transportation in the universe, has no material and has no dimension, but is created out of the intention. Then, now you understand how you work, you live, and how the dimension of physicality of the man is created by the interaction of the field of the soul of the man. And the dimension of interaction of the fields of the meta states of the environment. Then, if one understands this, one can be passenger of both the dimension of physicality and the dimension of energy, transmutation and the soul, in connection with the transmutation dimension of the soul of the Creator. Maybe now you understand. When for decades I've been explaining, I can tell you which picture is fake and which picture is true, are the UFOs. Those who are fake have no soul. And if they have a soul, you can feel it. You are trained to, you know it's the real. The reality of existence, the way of the soul of the man in interaction with the energy fields of the, what we call physical dimension, with interaction with the soul of the environment in the field of the environment, leads to the creation of physicality of the man. Without any matter, God does not have a factory building skins and bones and bringing it and sewing it together. It's interaction of the fields which creates the skin of the man, which itself is made of fields. And then you understand why you have carbon-60. As I explained before, why you have interaction of the fields in dimension of 840 and why you have the connection and the dimension in carbon-12 and carbon-14. Then, if you understand this, if you come close to understand the interaction of the soul of the creator, which you call hydrogen, in interaction and connection with the carbons of the man, what you call CH bond, creates the dimension of life in any corner of the universe. Mr. Cohen. Then man should understand the dimension of the physicality of the man is connected to the matter-state interaction fields of its own amino acid. Then you understand this. If you become wise to this knowledge, you can manifest yourself in any dimension in the universe. And in collection of your own soul to create the three base and freedom of the soul of the man. You can create UFOs in the dimension of field of the man. You don't need no prophets and no gods and messengers as liars and cheaters as was made by man. Knowledge does not need prophet. Knowledge only needs is understanding and comprehending, and being able to look at the knowledge in a true way as it is, not as one wants it to be. Thank you.
Okay, so this is Mosfek. I will read the wish. We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of people in every community so that they ensure that the leaders expedite peace and prosperity across the planet. And this is the command. We are present.
We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give freely from our soul to make the seminar and conference in Sanya a complete success for everyone. Our wish is our command.
We are present.
Okay, we have a special announcement from Raphael here. Raphael, would you like to take over?
Hey, hello. Thank you, Rick. So, hello, everyone. So first, thank you for welcoming me here at the One Nation. So as you can see here on the screen, so the Brazilian community will be organizing a meeting in our Telegram group. That's the Keshe Brazil Knowledge team. And it will be to support the conference in Sanya in the same way as we did for the Investors Conference in London. So for the London conference, we joined to support the souls of the investors, but this time we are joining together to support a change on the planet and to be part of this special moment in Sanya together with the knowledge seeker that will be present in this conference there. So we will hold this meeting in our Telegram group, Keshe Brazil Knowledge Team, on Friday from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. New York time. Also Saturday from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. New York time. And also Sunday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. New York time. So we really hope that all of you can join us in this meeting so we can be together in this moment. And so if you have any questions, I can answer here, or you can send to us in our Telegram group also, Keshe Brazil Knowledge Team. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Raphael. Okay, now we have
Yes, thank
the
you, my dear
soul
Rick.
connection. Go ahead.
Soul connection. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Well, we are all connected, as it is always in this lovely, lovely love. So in this soul connection, elevating all souls in existence. Uh, well, I will say first that wherever you are, beautiful souls, take a pause. Take a pause as you are moving here and there. Take a pause. And then say your intention. Focus on your breath if you can, as breathing is here, is to live. So as a lively being, say your intention as we are elevating all souls in existence to be a peaceful place for all in existence. So with the intention, focus on your breath, as focusing on your breath is always well and healthier. And focus on your breath. First, take your breath in and then inhale. Uh, Taking breath in, focusing on in, is always this creates this intention, and then inhaling is a form of giving. So if we do it by intention, then as we all say, that it happens, and it is happening. So we will focus on our breath, coming and going, receiving and giving. And within this receiving and giving, take a pause of only 1 second to create this condition of love. Take a breath, inhale, and take a pause. So this will continue for 3 minutes if you can, my dear. But even if you are wherever you are, there is this intention, then it is always beautiful. Always, my dear. So the the elevation starts from now. It is about 3 minutes, and After breathing in and breathing in, take a pause of half a second, and then breathing out, take a pause of half a second. This is a way we should be. I mean, this is a way. This is also a way. So receiving and giving love in the elevation of souls, our soul connection starts from now for 3 minutes. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so much, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here, elevating all souls always, and always make sure that you will take a pause with the intention. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
And this is an invitation that was generated last year for everyone to join together on the soul level, not so much in a Zoom room or in a Telegram meeting or what have you, but on the soul level. And of course, you can be doing whatever you're doing and even being at work because no one knows what's cooking in your pot. But this is an invitation. The Universal Council invites the Keshe family and the Universal Council family in unifying at the soul level every day at 9 p.m. Central European Time for the elevation of all souls and the protection of the physicality in the universe. So you'd have to calculate your time, and this is when we collectively meet at the soul level, which we understand collectively we're stronger. It's almost like one flower. It has a lot of beauty, but a bouquet of flowers seems to be even more beautiful in so many ways. And one of the secrets here is that all the souls are already connected, just the way every atom is connected, because they've all come from the same source, the source of the creator. Another beautiful aspect of this process, Mr. Keshe said, and it all started, I think, in around the 5+1 negotiations that were going on and continue to go on, as I understand it. Mr. Keshe indicated that he would handle the physicality And it would be now time for us to practice using our energies or using our soul to help complete that process of negotiation and many other things. So the souls are already connected, and we're learning in a way to pray through our souls. I've taken some notes on the 23rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. That's so amazing that we're up to 528 knowledge seekers. But Mr. Keshe delivered about 20 minutes of, starting at 2 hours and 37 minutes in that Knowledge Seekers Workshop number 23, of learning how to pray through your soul, or learning how to give to other souls. Of course, many of us missed it in a way, or thought it wasn't important. We're so physical. We always want to use the physicality to get things done. But we're learning how to operate in this dimension of energy. And so we can elevate other souls by giving in a way to other souls. They don't have to take it, but we're learning this process for ourselves. And through this process, they can elevate if they pick up the general fields of it. And they can even elevate past our own soul, which some would think that would be not correct, but that doesn't matter. Even if they go beyond the position that we're in, that is fine. We're here to serve and not to be served. And of course, this is done not by words or thoughts, but more by the emotions that you give to the receiver. And by giving, it's different than the matter state. We don't lose anything. Actually, we receive more when we give. And again, it's a foreign process. We're all very good at taking, but this process of giving, in a way, seems rather foreign to us. So it's a new way of teaching. It's a new way of receiving knowledge, perhaps, and living in the universe. And you can give, you can receive, you can open your soul to any soul, whether it be your cat, your dog, your lover, your partner, your wife, perhaps a child, your boss at work. And we're giving freely without any conditions. Just make the energy available, or the emotion available. That's energy and motions. And the soul can take what it needs or what it's short of. And we could see changes in the behavior of the physicality if that energy is picked up. We don't really give to the man, as I understand it, but we give to the soul of the man. And again, the soul is perfect, but it's also maturing as well. So this is helping this process, and it helps the man to elevate and reach the next point or the next position. And it's, of course, a test for all of us to reach this collective awareness of the soul and understand that by giving through this energies or through these emotions, that it will create a position of change. And no other thing will actually do this. Again, I say, we're all so physical, we think it needs to be done through the physicality, but the working through the physicality takes a lot of work and a lot of energy. But working on the soul level doesn't take a lot of work, and it doesn't take a lot of energy. So every soul, every one of us has that ability to reach the status of the prophets of the past. In a way, it's us who puts that limitation on this whole process, not our soul. So we can open our souls that the others find peace and development, and share your soul and give the wealth from your soul, this nurturing, what we call it. And of course, this process of giving and receiving helps us to join in the universal condition. Because when you're in the universe, there's no real dimension of physicality. It's within the soul. So it helps us to understand the way we will work in the future time. As I say, this works in space. So let us join together at this time of the day, every day. Again, you can spend a nanosecond, you can spend a minute, whatever you choose, and just give, because each one of us has these unique energies, and we're huge field generators. This is the dimension that Mr. Keshe is opening up to us that we've never really understood, this other dimension that we're composed of. Of course, there's many more dimensions above the two. We're pretty good in the physical dimension, and we're learning to master the energy dimensions, but there's even more dimensions above these two, but we're not ready yet to understand that. So let's push the process of peace forward and development of our own soul as well as other souls, and saturate these souls that are in need. They seem to be stuck in a cycle. They don't know any other way. I'm referring to all of us in a way, but specifically the world leaders, religious leaders, the negotiators at the 5+1, and the rest of it. And this is the time we can meet collectively on the soul level. And it doesn't matter if you're hiking in the woods, tending the garden, changing the baby, or you're at work at your desk and there's cameras watching you. You can use that energy within you for that short bit of time that you decide to give from your soul. And then once we continue this process and continue to learn about this process, we don't just do it once a day, we do it all the time. And this is the instruction of Mr. Keshe for all of us to learn. So thank you. And if anyone wants to add anything to this, feel free. But it's a beautiful process. And again, it's not using so much the physicality, but using the energies within us, which we're just really discovering that we can use in a most effective way, reaching right across the universe, right across this planet. You'll never get an audience with the president, most likely, and you'll never get an audience with other very high-level people. But through this mother connection, your soul is created above and on top of the soul of the creator. So I believe the creator is the mother connection. And this is how we can reach so easily. So if it's your wish to see peace, path of peace is made very clearly, as we heard in the introduction of the creation of the Universal Council. It's the awareness of the souls together by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. This is what we have to do. If the universal community brings peace to this planet, then it's magic. We'll never keep it. But if we bring the change ourselves to end this building of guns and wars and the rest of it, then we will keep it. So this is the process we're going through. This is the understanding we're trying to achieve. And this is part of the elevation of all the souls, the maturity of the souls. And we thank the Keshe Foundation for opening this hidden knowledge in a way that's been systematically hidden from all of us, that we can work on this level of energy as we understand you are the actual system, that we keep referring to the universal body enhancement spaceship unit. We see the physicality of it. Now we're learning that we are the actual system. Again, we use the matter state to reach this level of understanding of the soul of the man. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, my dear Mark. You explained it so beautifully, as you always do. Thank you so much for explaining. So much kindness, so much trust in your words. Thank you so much, my dear.
You can skip this slide.
Okay, so what are you going to, Rick? Have you are you going to the 5 pillars or you change it? Okay. Okay, so this is the 5 pillars. This is the ethos today of the 5 pillars, which is the foundation of the Universal Council. And we spoke about the soul last week. And this week we're going to talk a little bit about ethos. Obviously, you can see the 5 pillars there that are the foundation, the beauty of the knowledge, really, and the knowledge that comes forward in a field strength that then adds as we attach to it and we deliver its intentions. Then we start to find that these 5 pillars come together and make a very stable base for us to work from. So as I said, we spoke about the soul last week. This week is the ethos. The 5 pillars themselves are unity, service, and peace. So the ethos, I was looking at some different parts of the foundation's websites. And even though we've spoken about peace at the end there, today we're talking about ethos, but it's all, for me, the same thing. So I was looking at the structure of the foundation site, and I came across the signing of the World Peace Treaty and World Peace Conference in the name of the glory of God. So this is this is on the website, and I will post this for everybody to see in the chat. But I'm just going to read it for you now. So, from the beginning of the time, man's desire has been to have plenty to eat and a safe place to shelter, to create tranquil environment where he can live with peace of mind. In this process, develop his culture and add to his knowledge of his environment, of the universe, and of creation. Now man's intelligence has reached a new level in understanding the true knowledge of the universe through the development of magnetic and gravitational systems and technologies with which he can replicate and control matters and environments the same as they are in the universe. These systems can provide him with food, shelter, and everlasting energy anywhere in the universe, and give him the opportunity for the first time to travel the spans of the universe in an environment like the one he is familiar with on his planet and in his daily life. By using these new systems, man will be able to cross the planet in minutes. And this makes the borders which he has made for himself, over the centuries, a thing of the past, irrelevant and obsolete. Now that man is preparing to travel in space, just as he travels around this planet, and is getting ready to join the universal community and to venture into the spans of the universe as the other creations of God do, he needs to find peace in his own home first. To achieve this last goal, and for man to find peace on his own planet, there is a need for rapid and total agreement by all the citizens, nations, creeds, and religions on this planet to come together in one move. Because trying to make peace in stages will never succeed. To achieve world peace, we call upon all the leaders of the world to gather this year in one location to attend a World Peace Conference and to establish a World Peace Treaty by signing a simple act of acceptance of a worldwide peace. The one and only sentence of the World Peace Treaty to be signed by the leaders of nations and religions and to be sworn to by every nation across the earth on the same day is simple and reads as follows. We, as citizens of the earth, from this moment on, accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved in or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this, we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body, bodies, and souls. With this letter, we call upon the leaders of Earth to gather at an appointed time and place as representatives of the planet's different regions, not only its countries, to sign this treaty on behalf of their parts of Earth. From this point on, nationhood will cease to exist, and mankind as one race and nation will become Earth's only true citizens. As a citizen of this planet, we appoint the time of signing of the World Peace Treaty by our leaders to be 12th of noon on the 21st of March, 2013. This day being the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere, and a good day to start afresh in peace and tranquility on this planet. Following the signing of the World Peace Treaty by the leaders of the world on the 21st of March 2013, then on the 21st of April 2013, the anniversary of the first International Ambassadorial Peace Conference on 21st of April 2012, which set the scene for this event. We invite all citizens of the world at the same time around the world to swear to the same World Peace Treaty as the individuals and in cooperation as their leaders did this month before. From this day on, man shall not make any tools of war or make any plans of aggression against other lands or cause other man's death. From this day, the human race will lay down the tools of war, which have caused so much misery over thousands of years. And all men shall work towards one target of enabling all of humanity to enjoy the fruits of peace. This was from the foundation in 2017. So it was the 23rd of the 6th in 2017. This was put up on the website. So this information, as we know, with what the conferences that are taking place at the moment in Sanya, the conference that we've had in London and all around the world over the years, have all come from an ethos of creating a condition of peace within our structure in this moment. And so when we are ready, when I am ready, when we are in a condition to accept and allow ourselves to be at peace within, then that condition spreads out across the planet. And so the ethos of the foundation, the ethos of the Universal Council, is to bring peace to this beautiful part of the universe, in this solar system, in this particular aspect that we call our planet, and the beauty that we know in physicality. However, the ability and the beauty of mankind is its knowledge, its understanding in this moment of the soul of man, which is unlimited and present and working 24/7, 365 days of the year. It never stops. And so every thought and intention has a reaction. The intention creates everything. The moment it enters your core, which is the soul, and then if we just listen to the soul in that precise moment, we see that we have this peaceful structure, the ethos of the universe present in this moment. And when we connect all the souls like we have been doing, the foundation has been doing this and the knowledge seekers have been doing this for a very long time, then we find that the peace really starts to emanate from within each and every cell of our body, which is part of the soul of physicality. And then the soul of physicality aligns with the soul of man. And then we get this peaceful structure, the ethos of the foundation in this moment. There's another bit I'd like to read, if it's okay, just a little bit longer. So the operation of the soul. Wherever I go, whatever I think, it is through the soul. It is the giver of physicality of the man. No matter if we are awake or dreaming or sleeping, the soul is operating 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Our physicality's operation, behavior, position is controlled by the manifestation and behavior of the soul. It delivers the information for the substation to take action, plus what the substation sees in respect to its environment. The substation is the physicality of the man. Within the soul, you have the structure, which is a field connected through your emotion to your physicality. So let me read that bit again. Within your soul, you have the structure, which is field connected through your emotion to your physicality. And this is a very, very small part. The rest is what the soul does to put you in the position of what you need and what it needs to be. There is no time in the time of the soul. And we can be anywhere, anytime. We understand this structure. So when you understand your structure and you have the ethos in this present moment, then we can change and create the peace and have the beauty that is the soul of man, which is unlimited, and giving in this precise moment to all the other souls for you to receive what you need in the ethos of the universal community. Thank you for listening. Thank you all. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, my dear Jean. Thank you so much. So beautiful.
Thank you, Sweta. Thank you.
Okay, this is the discussion and teaching with Marie and Claudia. Now, I'm not sure exactly where the point is that I should be playing here, so let me try to find that.
While you're doing that, Rick, maybe I could ask Dean a question or something about what he was just referring to. Dean?
Yeah, yes, Mark, I'm present. Yep.
Yeah, I picked up the phrase you said, find peace in your own home. Does that mean the building I live in, or the flat, or the apartment, or my house? Or is there a different home maybe he's referring to? Find peace within your own home. I just thought I'd ask you that question.
Thank you, Mark. So from my understanding, you know, the home can be the structure of an apartment or a house, or the home could be anywhere that you dwell in your thought. The home could be your structure of your physical body. Your home could be the soul coming home, could be the center point of the core reaction, the core creation, which is totality, which is going back to the creator. So home can mean many different things to many different people in time, place, and position, and depending upon what your emotions are and what you connect to in that moment is what you will start to manifest and start to create as your home. So it depends on your level of feel strength and understanding it in those moments. And I found that sometimes you will connect to one part of it, a physical part, and another time you will have a direct line to the creation, to the creator, because you touch that part of the soul, and then you come to understand, and you elevate yourself, and through that elevation, then you give that elevation, that beauty on to others, so to help them in their on their path. I don't know if that answers you, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, in other words, would we start by finding peace on the planet first, and then in the country you live in, and then in the state, in the city, in the town? Or would it start from finding in the smaller peace within yourself and expanding that outward, would you think?
Definitely, Mark. It really is. It's when you find that when you touch that position, and you suddenly view yourself, instead of being present in the physicality of the emotion of the interaction at that precise time, place, and position. If you detach from it and view yourself and the emotions that you are receiving through the condition of what, the environment and what you are viewing, what you are present with, then you will start to be present in a different way. And I think that's and that's an understanding. That's through the ethos and the teachings of the foundation, and that will, and once you receive that within yourself, which is myself, which is all of us, because we're one soul. But when you understand it, or when I understand it, and it touches across, then that peace starts to radiate across very, very rapidly, almost zero-time communication. So understand your environment and what you're reacting to, view it from a distance, view the emotion, become peaceful and quiet, have the ethos of that peace within your intention, and then let it go. Let it be present within your, your thought, your actions, and your words, and then it becomes peace. And then we as the one soul and the structure of man have this on this planet in this moment. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you for helping me understand, helping all of us understand.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
Okay, shall we listen to Claudia and Marie?
Yes, of course. Beautiful. Yes. Thank you, Dean. Thank you again. Thank you so much.
Planeta pacífico é para também as futuras gerações?
And the first answer,
Rick, it's at the first question is at 20 minutes, 44 seconds.
$20.44. I had 43.
Isn't it the second question we're looking for, or the second?
It's the third question I've been told.
Question.
It starts at 43:04. When you say it's at 20:22, and it goes to 43.
Yeah, the first question, yes. And last time we had the excerpt and not the first question. 2044.
It's a village for the soul of the man.
Okay, we'll try from there. Thank you, Andreas.
Man, not for the physicality of the man. Many of you, many times, try to connect with your mother and your father, your brothers, your sisters,
Sorry,
your sons,
you
and your
can
daughters.
put it a little bit before. I don't know why. By me, it's different on YouTube. But if you go after this presentation, then it begins.
I'm not sure what you mean after this part. Beyond this.
Yes, here.
Okay, it's probably at where I had it at the 4304 then.
Okay, thank you.
Second question. When Mr. Keshe told us that our ancestors choose what we are living today, were they aware of this? And if we think of living on a peaceful planet, is it for future generations?
Então, a outra pergunta é a segunda, né? Quando o Sr. Keshe nos disse que nossos antepassados escolheram o que estamos vivendo hoje, eles estavam cientes disso? E se pensarmos em viver em um planeta pacífico, é para também as futuras gerações?
And the first answer, knowledge has always been within us, but humanity has distanced itself from it. A pacific planet is for the present, I think it's peaceful. A peaceful planet is for the present and the future. It's up to each one of us to build it. Peace is built every physical day with thinking, speaking, and doing good to each being.
Então, a primeira resposta é: o conhecimento sempre esteve dentro de nós, mas a humanidade se distanciou dele. Um planeta pacífico é para o presente e para o futuro. Cabe a cada um de nós construí-lo. A paz é construída a cada dia de nossa vida, né? Com pensar, falar e fazer o bem para cada ser.
And there is another answer. We are all created with the ability to transmute. Our ancestor moved away from the soul, choosing to eat or kill, choosing life in physicality over having a strong connection to the soul. In a way, they choose the easy part, not working on their inner connections with their soul, not understanding the impact of these decisions for themselves and coming generations.
Então, outra resposta é: todos nós fomos criados com a capacidade de transmutar. Nossos antepassados se afastaram da alma, escolheram comer ou matar, escolhendo pela vida na fisicalidade em vez de ter uma conexão forte com a alma. De certa forma, escolheram a parte fácil, não trabalhando em suas conexões internas com as suas almas, sem entender o impacto dessa decisão para si mesmos e para as gerações futuras.
And there is another answer. Souls does not have a timestamp. Realize that we come from that dimension we call eternity, and we go back to it. All souls comes from the same ray, the same source. We in our physicality play the game of separation. One soul level feels strength. there is nothing like that. On soul level field strength, there is nothing like that. The peaceful planet starts as soon as we go the path of the ethos of Mitra. It's up to us to decide when. The more of us understands this and start to live it, the sooner we create our peaceful planet by being peaceful.
Então, outra resposta é: as almas não têm marcação de tempo. Perceba que viemos da dimensão que chamamos de eternidade e voltamos para ela. Todas as almas vêm do mesmo raio e da mesma fonte. Nós, em nossa fisicalidade, jogamos o jogo da separação. Na força de campo do nível da alma, não há nada disso. O planeta pacífico começa assim que conseguimos o caminho do Ethos de Mitra. Cabe a nós decidir quando. Quanto mais de nós entender isso e começar a viver, mais cedo criaremos o nosso planeta pacífico ao sermos pacíficos.
So then we are on the third question. Hello, we hear about the term soul in various religions and theosophical circles. In fact, how did we arrive at this term called soul, its meaning and its function?
Outra pergunta é: olá, ouvimos falar do termo alma em vários círculos religiosos e teosóficos. Afinal, como chegamos a esse termo chamado alma, o seu significado e sua função?
And the first answer, we derived at
Sorry, were we supposed to end at this point? I didn't have an ending timestamp.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
Rick,
good.
please. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia, my dear. Thank you very for the beautiful presentation you always do. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. This is Mosfeg once again with Transmutation. So we heard in the earlier part of our presentation about Mr. Keshe's words about the relationship between intention, emotion, and various aspects of the soul. Now, most of our capacities, our existence, is in the level of field. The physicality is but a shadow. Important one, nevertheless. So, we feel emotion in our daily existence on this planet. And we are quite familiar with it. We have many words to describe them in many languages that we speak across the planet. However, the emotions that sometimes is called inner feeling, or feelings with no names, and that's a word that has been used in the literature, poetry, especially in the language, Bengali language that's my native tongue. And these emotions, they exist as interaction between soul of man and soul of physicality. some of us are naturally observant of these fields, and some even learn to use this in ways that we may call special abilities. And they're like that, from their early age, and some of them maintain these capacities. But most of us, as we grow up, tend to not explore these areas. But we can add some, what do you call it, scientific methods, scientific approach to this elusive world we called inner feeling or emotions at the level of the soul. And in today's discussion, there was this part, that intention. Mr. Keshe talked about relationship between intention and emotions. The intentions alters the interaction between two souls, or soul and physicality. Intention sets intention sets the field in such a way that it creates a certain emotion. It's a setting of the field, setting of the environment at that level. And in creating intentions, in creating intention, we take into account many things: our physical experience, and perhaps even higher level fields from elsewhere in the universe. And that's what our soul does. It is well aware of fields, connections, entities that we are not consciously aware of. But as we sharpen our intentions, be aware of the emotions these intentions are generating, we have a lot more clues. We have a lot more empirical data that is a very standard approach in science. We have data, and now we can connect emotions and intentions together. So we can use certain intentions to bring back certain intentions that we had, modify them. We can play with either side of the equation, so to speak, the emotion or the intention. Now, what emotions? This emotions that I was talking about is the emotion, unknown emotion, or unnamed emotion. Rather, these are known emotion actually, but we just are not well aware of them. Now, these are field flows, emotions. And now, the intention, we think about intention at more of a physical nature, from the soul of physicality, that can create emotions, both of the known kind and the ones that are unnamed. So since the soul of physicality interacts with environment and physicality, at the same time, it also interacts with the soul of man. So both sides, it is on both sides. So the emotion on one side is related to the emotion on the other side. So we see it's a very interesting thing. We can even use the world of physicality and intention to get to the unnamed emotions and the world of soul of man. There is a bridge that gets created as we try to feel these emotions, engage the intentions to provoke these emotions. But the story is much more interesting than that, since the soul of man is aware of fields across the universe and even the fields that connects us to the creator. There we have something more interesting. The soul of man, intentions at the level of soul of man, can provoke emotions between the soul of man and the creator. We know that the soul of man is a manifestation of the creator, just like our physical side. So the emotions there can be felt, but this is another level. This is not the level of soul of man and soul of physicality. But we can use these emotions and the intentions to create these emotions at an even higher level. But it's a continuum. It's not just something separate. I'll give an example of how one may get there. You know, when we were playing with our travels across the universe and on the enhancement unit, we decided to go various places. And if you can think of a place which is at the edge of the, let's say, the known universe, if we can imagine such a place where the creation kind of stops at the edge of the universe, unicos in a way, then in that case you have the rest of it, which is the creator. And if we place ourselves in that position at the edge of the creation, do we feel something on the other side? If we want to connect with the creator, we will feel something. And that brings other emotion at the lower levels, below the soul of man, below the soul of physicality and all that. But when we are prepared to engage at that level, only then can we have those emotions. In popular terminology, we may choose to call it belief in the creator. But it's more than that, as we all understand now. And these emotions are related. The one with the creator, the one between the two souls, one with the soul and the physicality, all of these. And what can we do with these emotions? A lot. We have talked about feeding ourselves, healing others. And this, for us, we don't even have to engage beyond the soul of man. So a lot of possibilities are there. And as to what that new kind of emotion means, the line is there, which is the hydrogen line that Mr. Keshe talks about, which is the basic field which permeates the whole creation. And we, at different level of existence, from carbon 12, carbon 14, carbon 60, 840, it goes on. In a way, we have different kind of crystalline structures at different levels. But the commonality that holds all of these is the hydrogen line. Can that line be present in all our emotions? Why not find out? It is there. All we have to do is look for it. Just like soul's communication is timeless and spaceless, this too is beyond space and time. So let's examine this hydrogen field that connects us beyond what is creation, the creator. Some of these may sound far-fetched, but is it? Hydrogen is very much part of us. Let us explore. There are surprises hidden there. Thank you very much. We'll talk more about it further.
Thank you, my dear Moshfik. Thank you so much. Then we say, here, in this beauty and totality, where science meets the soul. And then I will say that, yes, we have learned how to create balance, how to create the peace from within, and how to create an intention. It's a learning process, and we learn to create these intentions, and then we can see the manifestation more and more happening, like the peace is here. And as Shrimanji, my Masai Shrimanji, MK Keshe has said, you can see the UFO is real or not. We are connecting with the soul, and there is the intention to connect. If the craft connects with you, then you can say there's another light within, and you will connect, of course, and see, and even talk with the beings inside. So, and that is real. You can say that, the truth, and be a truth seeker, of course. Thank you, my dear Moshfik. So much clarity, so beauty. Thank you. How to create an intention. Indeed, we have learned to learn this process. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, I've got a video to play, a new tomorrow interview with Mr. Keshe. So we'll have a look at that now.
Di fronte a noi si sta aprendo una nuova era. Camminiamo insieme, un passo dietro l'altro, verso il futuro. La trasmutazione è in atto nel mondo e in noi. Guarda oltre l'orizzonte. Antichi portali aprono nuovi mondi. Passato e futuro si fondono. L'immenso trova se stesso. Fermati, sei già nel futuro. La struttura della creazione è struttura dell'esistenza stessa. Io sono vita, sono pura essenza perché l'essere è in me. Io sono l'universo perché l'intero universo è in me. Oggi è già domani.
Hi, Mr. Keshe. How
Hello.
are you? Hello.
Hey.
Good evening, and you are welcome. I'm very happy and honored to be able to host you on my channel. And I will ask my question in Italian for my follower, and then you will hear the English translation. Okay, let's start.
Okay, Mr. Keshe, let's start. Would you like to present yourself to our followers?
Yes, I don't know where to start, but my name is Keshe. I'm the head of the organization known as Keshe Foundation, based in Holland. And the foundation is primarily a scientific organization in research and development for the space. And we've been going since 2005 as a foundation, nearly 20 years coming up next year, but active in this field of space technology for nearly 45, 50 years.
Okay.
Can you explain us in your words what the main objective of Keshe Foundation is?
Keshe Foundation is set up in 2005 and carries all the intellectual rights of my work. So it's a scientific, I'm a nuclear physicist, and we have moved the space technology than being a rocket and propulsion in the way which the universe works. And as I always say, we don't see rockets and wings on Earth. It rotates, creates life, generates life, and maintains life. And up to now, we followed the birds and we made something aeroplanes and then the rockets, but it's all man-made. It's not how the universe works. So we set out to understand how the universe creates ever rotation on the Earth, how we have the seasons, how planets are grown, how animals are grown, how life is in the universe, and we set out to replicate it. And so the foundation prime work is to bring a system which replicates the work of the, let's say, planet Earth. It can move, it can create oxygen, it can create materials, it can create energy, and this has been the goal of the Keshe Foundation. And we have achieved most of these in the past 40 years. And now we're entering what we call energy transfer dimension, which is a new concept in the space technology where we don't move an object, you call it a plane or UFO, because it takes a lot of time, a lot of fuel. We are developing a technology where we envelope the body in an energy field, and then we transfer the energy field down the telephone line, you can call it. And this is a new technology. We've done a lot of work on it. And so with the space technology, whatever we said, we had to prove it. And over the past 20 years, many knowledge seekers, we call them people who follow the work of the Keshe Foundation, have tested the technology for agriculture, for health, for energy and space and the rest. So we are primarily a space technology, but The spin-off of it is got application in every aspect because the present space technology has a number of limitations. One is fuel. If you run out of fuel, you cannot come back, you cannot go anywhere. If you run out of food, your astronauts are left behind in the space, dying. If you don't have water for them, it's in the same position. And now the man says he wants to colonize the moon and other planets. We have to take every pieces with us or take machinery to convert material aside to create like bricks and water and build buildings and the rest of it. And with this new technology, space technology, we're like any other space organization. We have developed a way to transfer food as energy, medicine as energy, and we are developing it. And the biggest dilemma for the space people is once you go on the moon, you have to stay in a moon clothing somehow that it can survive. We cannot take our clothes off. We can't live a normal life. And it's a prison life. And then you have the weightlessness that you've seen in the space developments in past years. Now we are developing a technology where we can create a dome. Under the dome is the atmospheric condition of the Earth. You don't need the spacesuits. We don't need to be weightless and all the things we've seen. So we are in the next step of the space technology where you can live anywhere in the universe, the same as you live on Earth. Otherwise, you always will in a spacesuit. And this is what the breakthrough is, and we work that way. And this is what Keshe Foundation is.
Yes, as you mentioned in many speeches and videos, the new technology is plasma-based. Would you please tell us what really plasma is?
The plasma, the way we explain it in the structure of the new space technology, is the next step in the world of physics. I'm a nuclear physicist, and as we always say, at the beginning, we got to know about elements, gold and whatever, we melted it, then we learned about the alloys molecules, which is the two atoms, and then we broke it down to, we became atomic, which we found out there is an electron and a proton and a neutron. Middle of last century, we became nuclear because we went inside and we saw the only electron and proton. And now with the new technology, we gone inside. And we see inside there is nothing but magnetic fields. And we call that magnetic fields and their interaction in plasma. So a proton is a plasma, a solar system is a plasma, and galaxy is a kind of plasma with bits in it, and a universe is a bigger plasma with bits in it. So plasma in our language is bunch of magnetic fields which collectively create an effect on the environment. And if you understand this, we have to redefine the energy in the plasma, which we define it as magnetic fields in motion. And we see this when magnetic fields are in motion and interact with, let's say, a metal, they create electricity. That's how we generate electricity. So magnetic field in motion becomes a definition of energy. And so every plasma has a diversity of fields inside it. It becomes an energy unit. Depends how you want to access it. So plasma, in the terminology of the new space technology, is a bunch of magnetic fields interacting with each other and keeping a structure, and that's a plasma.
Okay, perfect.
In your understanding, does exist any relation between plasma and soul?
Depends what you call a soul. So the churches and the mosques and everything made the soul something which is not acceptable scientifically. And it's very simple. They tell us the soul, the operator of everything, the answer to is somewhere. We don't know. It is soul. We have a soul, but we can't define it. But if you go back, I'm a physicist. I look everything in a structure, what it means. If you look at the solar system, has a sun in the center. That's where the life of it comes from. You cannot have the sun outside the solar system and run a solar system. You cannot have a galaxy without the center and run a galaxy. You cannot have a universe without all the energy in the center which controls everything. What the churches, they made us to believe, because it suits them, is the soul is somewhere. If the soul of the man is a central energy that everything depends on it, so it has to be inside the man. It cannot be somewhere else. We can't have a solar system with a sun outside it. The solar system, for it to run, to keep the moon and the sun and the earth and everything else in it, has to be in the center. So what fallacy they told us that the soul of the man is somewhere cannot exist. The soul of the man is within the man. Central energy is the sun. We choose different names for everything. So if you call the sun, the soul is the same thing, is a source of energy. And actually, without the soul, we don't exist. So the soul has to be inside a man and has to be independently operating, that the rest operate from it. It's just that, like a sun operates separately, and from his interaction, his work, Earth, Moon, other stars and moons are created in the solar system. So the shape of the solar system is created by the fields of the sun. So is the man. Now we have developed the technology and we understand the technology, so the soul, the center of operation of the man, is within the man. It cannot be above your head, it cannot be in your on the ground following you. So we had to find a soul where it is. It has a location. Now with MRIs and things, we roughly have a guideline where the soul of the man or this energy center is. Change the soul to energy, to the sun. So we have a sun, and this sun, this central operation, sits right in the back of the neck in the brain of the man, where it controls everything. And we know it, but we, by the holy books and by our own ignorance, we have denied it. We can control the expansion of it, this energy field. We can allow it to expand beyond us, and we know its work. We know the work of the soul, and we know how it interacts with outside, but we stick to our physicality and we always confirm it as dream. It's the energy center of the body of the man which expands to another connection to where it is, but with your father, to your mother, to another position. And it happens to us when we are asleep and we say we're dreaming. And we dream where we go. We dream to see the grandmother we lost 20 years ago. We see our mother we lost 10 years ago. We see our brother in New York. But we always call it a dream. This is not a dream anymore. This is the reality of the expansion of the soul. We have two lives. One is our physical life. One is the energy within us, this what we call the sun, the center, which is in connection with everything in the universe. But now we know how this expansion and letting go of the body of the man happens. We have a blood circulation, which blood circulation creates a magnetic field. And when this magnetic field is in full operation during the day and we're running with just carry on with our life, creates a field enough to, in a way, hold on, suppress some fields of this energy center, the solar system inside the sun. And when we go to sleep, the magnetic field level drops. So the fields, the cage opens, it can go anywhere. It connects to the ones we couldn't. And when the field goes out and it comes back, because it's part of the operation of us, it touches our brain and is information data, and we remember it as a dream. Now we have built a system where we take over the blood circulation, we change the field, and then you can dream, or you can go anywhere. We done this test to over 4,000 people up now. We have the technology, we have machinery, we have systems where we ask you to go to the moon. You go to the moon, you tell us what you see, you collect the sand, you come, we say if you want to go home, can you go home and do something at home? People go home, feed the cats, change the furniture and come back. And this is now we understand how it is. So now we learn we can control this energy system. The next step for us is to expand this energy to the whole of the body and then connect it to a field. Then we can take you across the field. You become like a voice. It doesn't take long for my voice to get to you. You can speak to New York from Italy. It's instantaneous because it's an energy as a sound. Now we can transfer the same energy in a system across the world instantaneously. So space technology has totally changed in the past 6 months, a year. And now the Chinese government has financed us in a huge amount to develop this technology worldwide. We are now looking for someone to finance us. So now we can carry 1,000 soldiers from Beijing to capital of Washington within 10 seconds. Borders have become a no limit now. And now we have this system which is now still getting developed, which we create that soul, expansion of the soul. The soul expands beyond your boundary. People see it, which I can stand in front of you. You see me blurred, but you can hear me. We know that's the position of expansion. And then we can transmute you. In a body, physical body, you transfer yourself. You go to the airport, you physically get across. The new technology, which we carry, you transfer energy, what we call the energy center, or we call it the soul, you call it the soul, the expansion of it, to magnetic fields. And we have developed a communication system for this instantaneously. And now you transmute, which means you carry as energy, or you transfer, you carry as an entity, as a body. So the world of the space technology has opened up into a new dimension. This creates a lot of problem for the churches because they cannot control you anymore to tell you this and that, because we had 2 or 3 people during the trial which they wanted to see Christ. And they confirmed that they met his soul. They came in touch with him. They felt his presence. They tell us the color of the eye, the hair or whatever, the shape of the man. And
I need to know how far to go on this video because it's quite long. It's over an hour in length. What would be a good place to?
We can play, Rick, we can play the video, rest of the video in the next One Planet, One Race, One Nation, if it is okay, because
Sure.
there is a time to wrap up time. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so
Very
much.
good. Thank you. Thank you, Shwana.
Now we can go to the next slide. Beautiful interview. Yes, my dear beautiful souls, welcome and bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as One Planet, One Nation, One Race. for justice and world peace. Please to share your love. Thank you so much.
Hi, Sweater. I don't know if you can hear me. I've had to change devices, so I'm now on a different device. So it's Dean here. So I'd like to bring a need and a wish. I'm actually standing in physicality at the moment, and I'm looking into a fish tank, a containment of water, like a containment of planet Earth, and I'm looking inside. I'm looking at all the souls that are present inside, all these physicalities that are swimming past me, and they're all coming to say hello, probably wanting some food. But they're all present in this moment, and they have a field strength, a beauty, the same as the physicality of a human being. They understand like we do, because they sense things on a soul level. They are present in the moment, and they are contained within their environment. I'm just watching one come up to me now. So an interaction with the soul of a small physicality of a fish, and crawling past it on the outside of the inside of the glass, I should say, is a very small little snail that is pointing its head downwards now and going down to the bottom of the for this creature, I suppose it may be like a small, very small ocean, because it's present within the containment of the waters within the tank, which is it's a fairly big tank, by the way. It's a good 5 or 6 feet across, and maybe 2 or 3 feet high, maybe 3.5 feet high. And so there's quite a big expanse of water in there, and their whole environment, the whole containment is very regulated by the presence of a machine that gives them air that is through a grid. Sorry for that is through a grid.
About that.
That's okay. It goes through a grid, and this supplies the animals with their oxygen as they happily are contained within their environment. But for them, if you put yourself in the position, I suppose, of a fish or any animal, but at the moment we're talking about a fish. So they have, when they are swimming around, for them, would the water be present? For them, it would be their environment. They don't know they're swimming. For them, it's all they know. It's like you as you walk around the planet Earth, as you're present in that moment.
When you write, your tone.
So they will understand the creation in the physicality in a different way. However, the soul is a beauty that is present and in a way that touches creation. So when we bring the needs and wishes forward, we always think of the totality, the beauty of and the suffering of humanity. However, there is many beings, many souls present that have as much of a say in the field strength of the emotions that are created in their environment that then becomes part of our interactions of the field. So as Mr. Keshe would say, it's that field in interaction, in motion, that is creating energies that we interact with. And then when we touch and when we talk about the soul and we connect to the soul, we can connect to the soul of, say, this fish as much as we could connect to the plants that are present within those waters as well. And we can also connect to the souls that are present across the whole of the planet and further beyond. but in this precise moment, to bring that peace and the needs and wishes of our community. So our community, do we limit ourselves at the community that we know that is a small village? That could be, you know, a few houses, or it could be a community that is larger, and a city, could be a city environment, or then that could be extended out and become a nation or globally. It's an environment. It's an interaction of fields, and you as a soul can interact and create the beauty of a connection, whether you would like to be present in just your localized area, or you would like to give the intention, the field strength that reaches out across. It's really your choice. So when we view our positions, when we view ourselves, if we decide to have a containment within just the physical structure, then we would say that would be the physicality. And we can contain a need and wish within the physicality and then interact with a small environment. Or we can decide, we can have a feeling, we can connect on a soul level, and that can then create a condition, an environment that could be much larger in totality. And you have that creation, you have that ability within you. So when we create a need and a wish for the one planet, one nation, one race, for justice and world peace, that war, that beauty, that is the intention, can be created within a very small environment of a localized fish pond, or it can be a localized environment of planet Earth, because it's still a containment and it's still a field of energies that's in a containment, magnetical fields that is held in position in a solar system. So it's all about a viewpoint. So the needs and wishes of a community is, where do you want to focus on? What do you want it to create for you? Many of us were so contained within our thoughts that within a very small limitation. And if you bring the needs and wishes forward and expand yourself out and allow it to express itself on a bigger totality, then you will start to find that we create a need and a wish that touches the souls that are present in the moment across. And it's your choice in this moment. So thank you for listening once again. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean. For me and for a lot of us, happened something very impressive when Mr. Keshe announced the help for Gaza 1.5 weeks ago. We met in the German community, or also with the Universal Council, and it was about physical help. But every one of us studied and said it looks very difficult to reach one. Even Mr. Keshe said it. And we made a soul connection where we really deepest wish and ask all the souls to help us to find ways into Gaza, to the people who need the help. And then we were discussing the week how we contact people, what is it about with Zoom and the telephone number. But suddenly Mr. Keshe announced in the Knowledge Seekers workshop that it's now, the fields are free available. And so he has found a way in physicality how to do it. and all the souls helped in this manifestation. And this showed what Dean explained also, how powerful our intentions are, not only for our own community, for every community, and what we can achieve with it. It was really a beautiful experience. And thank you to everyone who had the intention, who did and gave freely. As we said, a source of energy is created with it, and it served. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
my dear
Andreas.
Andreas.
Yeah, beautifully said. Beautifully said, Andreas. Sweta, do you want to go? You want to speak?
I'd like to speak. There's somebody with a hand up here. So this is the needs and wishes from your community. So we should hear from people from the community. So Dean Michael, if you would like to go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Peace, blessings from Oklahoma, United States. My wish for this day is I have a offer in on a piece of land, and I would like that offer to be accepted because I have been with the Keshe Foundation now for since it started. And I want to have an opportunity on that land to expand my knowledge and teach what I have learned, because it would give me the opportunity and the resources to do it. So that's my wish. And thank you for being here.
We are present, my dear Dean.
We wish and we comment. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful wish, Dean. I know you've been working for years to work on behalf of others and to be able to bring the technology to the people around your area there. So that sounds like a beautiful plan, and I'm sure it will work out. It has the force of the wishes with it now.
So it is.
And you will hear of its manifestation.
May the force be with you.
Thank you, Dean. Eric, if there is no question or any sharing, then we can go to the next slide. If there is no, sharing for now.
There is, I think we actually took care of that, so that should be fine. No, I think that's it for now.
So here we are, here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful souls. Always at the services. The Universal Council. I am Shweta Anwar, and you see Hindi language, and I will say, well, welcome, 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 and suswagatam to the beautiful, beautiful beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute organization. And I will say, my dear beautiful souls, this is a knowledge, unlimited, I will say, a beauty, always, that was, is, and will be. Join, merge, follow, hug, love each other. Love, and I say, I love you, Keshe Foundation, forever. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Very good. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you. And thank you to all the members of the Universal Council for being present and presenting today's program. And we'll look forward to another show next week, same time and place. This has been the 317th One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. Okay, so our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which starts at 7 a.m. on Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. And that's open to both newcomers and old-timers with the plasma technology. And we welcome presentations of your experiments or other things you'd like to show. And we delve into all kinds of topics in that show and try to bring it back to the plasma technology. Okay, go ahead.
Isn't it did you mention the Knowledge Seekers Workshop or the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group? I thought you said Knowledge Seekers Workshop, and that's on the 14th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it's the
mixed up here.
For the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group.
Yes, Keshe Plasma Reactor Group is what I meant to say. And thank you for being there to correct me, Mark, because that's why you're co-host. All right. Yes, in any case, tomorrow, which is Wednesday, March 13th, will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. And that starts at 7 a.m. Okay, and we do hope to see everybody at the Knowledge Seekers Workshop on Thursday. I'm sure Mr. Keshe will have
Hello,
all
my
kinds
dear.
of interesting things to say.
Plasma of the reactor.
Sweat is ready.
Okay, I think it's time to end in that case. So we'll bring up the flight enhancement spaceship music version.
Blessings, my dear beautiful souls.
Thank you, Sweta. And thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time around. Bye for now.